What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today, we're bringing you the 6th God Guide for supports. This is the Serqet God Guide. It's obviously going to be very focused on support because that's my main role. That's where I play her. That's how I build her. The build is going to be focused on support, but that does not mean you can't take stuff away from here, learn it, and apply it to your jungle. Maybe you're playing Serqet solo. Maybe you're a fiend for Serqet mid and you need a Serqet mid build. Obviously, the build might not work there, but the stuff will still apply. Just jump right in. We'll start out with the build. So with Serqet right now, she's a Sentinels builder. You'll be building Sentinels. She builds Thieves very well. Instead of full build, we'll just start out with the starting build, the one you leave base with. So 99.9% of games is what I'm going to go. Sometimes I'll go Sav here if they have double physical and duo. I think it's actually very strong to have Sav early as an assassin and not get punished for it. So I do think that is viable. But I think if you're playing against a normal comp, double magical, triple physical, go the Thebes. Basically, what you're going to look to do is you're just going to solo the purple buff by deathbaning it, just like that, and then hogging it. Everyone knows hog clears the sides. I think this is like a... Never mind, it's a little bit too tanky. Wait, that didn't even hit it. I didn't know that. So the hog will clear the sides, and your deathbane will do a lot of damage to the middle minion because it does 150 damage at level 1. And then you auto it down. She's actually got some of the better clear, not some of the best clear, but it's better clear for supports. And then your main focus in the laning phase is just hitting level 2. Your level 1 is very weak. You have an escape that does good damage, but as an assassin, a god that's not going to trade autos well, you don't want to be down your escape or unable to play safe. So you're basically just farming for your level 2. And the good thing is, she does have good level 1 clear. Very good level 1 clear. The Deathbane hits all 3 melees, and it does 150 damage, and then it'll be up by the time that you actually clear the wave and are able to play up. So as soon as you hit level 2, that's when the fun starts to happen with Serqet. You put a point into your 2, and now you can start to look to make plays in that 2v2. You can kind of play through the minions. You'll see the enemy ADC should play back and should respect you a little bit. You walk up kind of into the wave. Your partner's autoing the melees. And you're kind of just sitting, waiting to be able to hit like a double taunt around them both and then deathbane them. You can also play back a little bit and bait them forward, make them come up to this wave, and then you can blink a double taunt and then look to deathbane. Obviously, double taunting is very hard, but in the laning phase, your strength comes from that double taunt. The amount of pressure and damage you can put out by hitting a double taunt into a deathbane is insane. You can get off actually probably 400, 500 damage at level 2. That's what you're trying to do at level 2. Once you level up to level 3, there's 2 plays you can make, and it's one that involves trying to get a kill, because putting another point into your 1 gives you an extra 60 damage, and then putting a point into your 3 gives you extra safety. If you get ganked at level 3 as Serqet with a point in your every ability, unless they have a cripple, you are not dying. There is no way you are dying. Or if you troll, because there's always a chance you troll, because you don't get outplayed, you troll. But yeah, that's what you're trying to look to do at level 3. And then 4, 5, that's when the real fun starts to happen, because you can make plays all over the map and you're nearly unkillable. So that's the laning phase with Serqet. We'll just go into the build to finish the build. What I like to do is I like to go Thebes, and then this is her best spike that she will get. Pridwin, and then I like going into Relic Dagger, and then a Mantle, and I'm a part of the Boon Goon. I think Boon is just better than Embrace, so this is going to be your 5 items nearly every game, and then the last item is kind of just whatever you want. Genuinely, it is whatever you think will give you the most value. Glad gives you a little extra burst if you want a little extra burst. It gives you a little bit more cooldown also. Obviously, you're not in need of cooldown, so you're overcapping a bit. Void gives you a little bit of damage, but you also got to keep in mind it is an aura that is shown to the enemies, so if you're 3ing somewhere, and you have Void in your build, and somebody walks in this area, that Void, if they're a good player, that Void will pop up on their thing, and they'll be able to know that you're there. That's another thing you could do. You could also just go uber tanky, just go another Spirit's Robe. You could go a Blackthorn, a Sledge, any other item that you want, but I recommend all these items in every single Serqet build. I think she uses all of them wonderfully. Gauntlet of Thebes is just great once you get to that mid-game to combo with the Pridwin. These 2 items together are giving you 60... 120, 180 prots all together right there. And then Pridwin is also going to be giving you that explosion shield. When your ultimate ability has finished casting, you get a shield equal your protections for 5 seconds. So right now, at this point in the game, I'll be getting about a 500 shield. When destroyed by timing out of being depleted, it explodes and deals magical damage equal to 50% of the shield's initial health, and slows targets by 25% for 3 seconds. So this is giving you 250 extra burst in your kit. Times that with your Deathbanes, 130 times 3, 390. You got 300 here, 320 here. Obviously, you're not going to be using this for damage very much, but just putting it out there. And then you have 500 here. So Serqet is going to be doing a lot of damage with 0 power built into her kit just because of the base damage and then the Pridwin shield. Relic Dagger allows you to abuse your blink and just look for just plays basically whenever you want, basically whenever your ult is back up. Second Relic is really just up to whatever you want. You need a little bit more anti-heal. If they have a Hell Guan and you're just like, okay, well, I can shut down one of them, but I kind of need an Ankh too, so they can't just heal the rest of the teammates. I think Aegis is kind of whatever. Usually you're not going to be building it. Sprint is probably one of her worst ones. She doesn't really need sprint. She has so much safety in her kit anyway. Already building blink. Beads is fine. The only problem with beads is just you're just down a second relic, and usually you're not going to get much value out of the beads. Obviously, it's not bad if they have an Ares, and if he ever hits you with chains and you're gonna die, you probably have to go beads. But I definitely think it's something that you don't want to go. You really want to avoid going because you want this blink early, and then you're going to be tanky enough to go something else later. Teleport glyph, no. Med is not bad, but it's not what Serqet wants. Shell, now we're starting to get to the spot where it's, oh, that's not bad, because this will give you a little bit more safety for your teammates and for you on top of just the safety you have, the damage you have. You can kill if somebody's diving, and then you can peel at the same time, peel for your teammate. Bracer's another one. It gives you vision, which is actually going to be sick. It allows your team to just pull the objectives without you on it and just doing a little bit extra damage while you zone. Phantom, if they have Odin, Yamoja, and you have a mid that can't get out of it, you might need to go the Phantom. Sunder's not that great anymore, but Serqet still doesn't use it that bad. I'm starting to become a little bit of a Thorns fiend with Serqet. I think she uses it actually really well. The amount of damage you can actually put onto somebody in a 1v2 with Thorns, this in your kit, and then the ult Pridwin base damage, you're able to 1v2 with this. Horrific's whatever. It pulls beads sometimes. Sometimes you can make it worth. Frenzy, another thing for objectives, but I just think I'd rather go Bracer. Frenzy's better if you're looking to just blow up an objective instantly. Bracer is better if you don't think you can blow it up actually instantly and you want to be able to re-pull it and re-pull it and re-pull it because it lasts so long. So basically you're sitting here with either Blink, Shell, Sundering Axe, Bracer Radiance, and then Beads, and then Thorns. Those 6, that's what you're going to be comboing every time with your relics. Let's take a look at the abilities for Serqet. So her passive is Something Poison, Catalyst, like I was saying. Serqet's damaging basic attacks apply Catalyst, which consumes her lingering poisons from Deathbane and Cobra's Kiss. If the target is affected by 2 or 3 different poisons, they take additional damage. 10% of target's maximum health as physical damage, 20% of target's maximum health as physical damage. Another form of burst in Serqet's kit. You hit this double taunt or just single taunt, Deathbane, and then you auto, you'll get a little bit of burst damage on top of that auto because that's your catalyst proccing and consuming your lingering poisons. The big thing with Serqet is being able to use your burst from your entire kit as just damage because of the base and just how much damage it does. So if you ever look at just how much damage you can get off in just one rotation of abilities, just like right there, without them actually returning damage, me Thornsing anything, Pridwin, nobody interrupting us, nobody shielding, beadsing, Aegising, I'm able to just be soloing down squishies and some assassins. And that is the strength in Serqet. Her 1v1 potential is through the roof. Even if she loses a 1v1, 90% of the time she can just run away. Having 2 forms of an escape on an 8-second and 11-second cooldown, absolutely insane. All right, let's sell all my kit because I don't want to have the reduced cooldown of it. So you're sitting here with Deathbane, which is just this triple dash animation. Let's turn all these abilities to normal too so you guys can see them. It's a little bit more amateur, but if you guys are just trying to learn the god and you don't know entirely what she does, this will be helpful too. Deathbane is just this triple lined ability that will do damage 3 different times at 3 different points. So every tick of her dash, so 1 dash that way, 1 dash that way, and 1 dash back to the middle will do damage. So if I'm like here, I won't be able to get that first, but I'll be able to get to that second and third line, and that will do damage to him. However, if somebody's right in the middle of me, and that ability is up, you'll see it draws an outline on him, and you'll be able to hit him all 3 times, doing loads of damage. I'll show one more time. So you see all ticks of the dash are going to be hitting, and it does 3 ticks of damage. And keep in mind the poison. Deathbane poison reduces a target's physical protection for a short time and remains in a lingering dormant state for 20 seconds. Next ability, Cobra's Kiss. I want to talk about her entire kit because her kit is some of the most combo specific and oriented kit in the game. Very important to learn it as a combo. Serqet launches her 2 blades forward, dealing damage and applying the Cobra's Kiss poison. So it's just this little line ability. It shows 1 here, 1 here. That's 2 of them. However, it does it at just 2 different times. 1 goes out first, and then 1 goes out second. And that's for that double taunt that I've talked about a couple times. Cobra's Kiss poison drives gods to madness, forcing them to attack nearby allies, dealing this damage again, or walk harmlessly towards Serqet. Cobra's Kiss remains in a lingering dormant state for 20 seconds. So the combo is, with her 1 and 2, and then into an auto attack. We'll talk about the ult in a bit, but the first combo is just taunt, Deathbane, and auto. You get that. 2 poisons, 10% of target's maximum health is physical damage, and this is also reducing his protections by 10% for 3 seconds. So if I get that taunt off into a Deathbane, I get that auto that is going to be reducing their physical protections, and it's also going to be doing a percentage of the maximum health of that target. This is why Serqet is actually very, very hard to play against, because she's got maximum health damage in her kit, protection reduction in her kit, and true damage in her kit, all while having insane base numbers. It makes it so she does a lot of damage almost no matter what. Her third ability is Ambush. She vanishes and she roots herself in place. She may leap once, revealing herself and dealing damage to enemies, and she'll stay hidden until she leaps or cancels ability. Enemy gods within 12.5 will also be able to. So this little line right here, if an enemy walks into that, they will be able to see me. If they don't, however, I will remain hidden. Entire game, if I wanted to, I could stay hidden if that's what I thought would win us the game. That's why you'll see Rongyu sometimes just sitting in mid in his 3, just waiting for somebody to walk up because they don't know he's there, and then he'll just get off a taunt and it'll just get him free beads and he'll jump away happy as can be. So that's one thing you can do with the death or the ambush. Another thing you can do is just jump over a wall. A lot of her strength that also comes from having so many just options to choose. So say I'm looking, I know somebody's around this wall, my blink isn't up. I just jump over and then taunt. And then Deathbane. Her ambush is pretty simple, but yeah, that's it. Now her ultimate, Last Breath, and this is the strength of the character. You want to have team fights focused around who you're going to ult and who you think your ult is going to be most valuable on. Gods like Erlang, Hell, Guans, Hunters. Those are valuable gods to hit with their ults because they're reliant on heals. It stops all healing. So auto attacks at lifesteal, also no lifesteals happening there. That's why I think one of the best things you can do in a team fight, if they don't have a healing mid or a soul gem mid, which is also another reason that ulting the mid laner is very, very important. Ulting the ADC so he can't get that lifesteal and can't heal himself back up is going to be perfect. If I can just blink in, get onto the backliner, the backline hunter, just full kit him, taunt, Deathbane, ult him, use my Prudent Shield to explode onto him, and then just have the soul laner one hit him to kill him. It doesn't allow him to fight back. He has to either kill you or do enough damage to force you away, or Aegis it and run away, or beads it and avoid the ult, like beadsing the taunt. So that your ult is very, very valuable in ults. Knowing who to ult is the best thing that you can do and the best thing to know looking forward to a fight. One more thing about the ult is it gives CC immunity. If you're getting dodgy ulted and you hop onto him, see I turned gold a little bit there, that'll take the dodgy ult off of me and I will no longer get pulled in. Another thing is if somebody roots you, you can jump onto their back, get that CC immunity and run away. So that's something that you can use for actually a little bit more safety on top of the double dash or one dash, one jump. I guess we'll go to a little bit of a tip section. I don't think she has a ton of tips. There's nothing really to talk about with the taunt because it's just kind of hoping you can hit both people. I guess one tip I have with the taunt is kind of know where somebody will be taunted. If I taunt this guy, he's going to be taunted towards me because he's got no teammates in his area. But these guys are close enough. I wonder if these guys are. So they're both close enough that they're going to be attacking there. So if I try to get double taunt and then Deathbane right here, I'd only be hitting this guy because he's walking this way while this guy's walking that way. So just knowing where your taunt is going to push people. If this guy's by himself, he's going to be taunted towards me. If I taunt these two, they're going to be attacking each other, or he's going to be attacking him while he tries to attack him. Either way, know and kind of get used to where your taunts are going to push people. If I'm getting chased by this guy and his teammates behind him, getting a taunt onto him is going to be sick because it'll turn him around. However, if I'm getting chased by just this guy, I'm taunting him towards me. However, he is slowed, so it's going to be still good, but it's not going to be as valuable as taunting somebody towards his own teammate if I'm getting chased. Now, let's talk about the catalyst because it's a big tip thing. The ult cannot be absorbed. It cannot be consumed for your catalyst. It can do the damage, but it won't be consumed. It sounds a little weird, but it'll make sense when I do it. So if I taunt this guy only and then auto him, it's consumed. If I Deathbane this guy and then auto him, it's consumed. However, if I ult him and auto him, it's not consumed. This lingers. It stays for that 5 seconds no matter what. However, it still allows this. So something that you can do, if it allows it in a team fight, if it plays out perfectly, you get Genji's proc or something. Obviously, it's not going to happen that much. But I can taunt, Deathbane, ult him, auto him, taunt, Deathbane, auto him again, and I get those 2 catalyst procs. It's very, very rarely going to happen, but it's something to just keep in the back of your mind that if you auto after just using one of these abilities, it consumes it. But if you auto and you trade for a little bit after using your ult, it doesn't absorb it. And then you can just do that and consume it there. So that's like the one thing you got to keep in mind. Don't be auto attacking in between using your taunt and your Deathbane, because it just absorbs that extra burst potential Serqet has. That's like one of the biggest things you got to keep in your mind. It's getting absorbed, not absorbed, not absorbed, absorbed. Just those two were absorbed. That's Serqet. That's like the little last tip I have. I know it's not ultra deep, but I think the character like overall is pretty simple. You kind of want to make plays around the map, look for actives, blink over places people can't see you. You can kill in solo with this god because of how much damage she has. Obviously, this guy has no tankiness, but I just did over half of his health with just one combo, no Pridwind, anything like that. So yeah, you just got to keep this stuff in mind. Try to make plays. The god plays her best from ahead, but she also plays very well from even and behind because she can just pull relics. Even if I'm 0-5, this taunt still has the same threat. That's still a taunt that people can kill off of. My ult still has the same threat of them not being able to heal. And the biggest thing kind of with her ult in the early game is it's very, very low damage. It is 145 times. It's going to be ticking for what, 30, not even 28? So you're basically just going to be using it for the anti-heal, allow people to kill off of it. Yeah, that's Serqet. I hope you guys enjoyed the guide. Hope you guys learned a little bit. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did like it, leave a like. If you got any comments, comment. If you haven't subbed. If you guys have a wonderful night, I'll appreciate it.